I recently sold some of my older Canon gear, some of my EF lenses and my C70 and R5C. I think I had some other stuff in there as well. And I sold it, and I whole nother story, but I was about to jump to Sony, but then Canon came out with announced the C400, came out with the C400. What I read about it was going to be a fantastic camera. So I stuck with Canon and I picked up a C400, but I knew that buying it, that it didn't have an EVF, and I knew I would want an EVF, and I also knew that a good EVF could be $2,000 or more. So I started doing some research, and I came across a company called Kinefinity. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. I have no association with them at all. I'm just sharing my experience because I've seen some people talking about these cameras and the lack of an EVF. So I purchased the C400, and shortly thereafter, about that same time, I found the Kinefinity EVF and I purchased it. It's not cheap. There's some that are more expensive, but the package I got, I think there are three, and I purchased the middle one. There's not a lot of difference between the three, was $1,350. So definitely should be good quality at that price, and I find that it is. And so on my C400 here, I just have a V-mount, which powers the camera, and then it also has a USB-C out of it, which I go into the Kinefinity with. And that powers my camera, powers the EVF, and it makes all the difference in the world. I have the blessing and opportunity to travel the world. In the last few months, I've been to France, to Africa, to the UK, Wales, Scotland, and England, and all over the United States, working on documentaries and TV shows. And it quite frankly scares me to death to have a client spending tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes more, and the footage I'm providing them isn't just rock solid on its focus. And the Kinefinity helps give me personally some of that safety and security. Gives me peace of mind. So when Canon came out with the C50, I knew I probably was going to want another EVF, and I take my C50, my R5C and C400, and also run and gun ENG camera, the 605, on a lot of productions at the same time. I could mount it to my Ronin 4D 8K also, but kind of would defeat the purpose since it's a gimbal. It's usually out in front of you. So I couldn't just easily switch from one camera to the next, even though it is switchable very quickly. I knew I wasn't going to want to spend the time, or I had multiple camera operators and I wanted to have at least two. I might even get a third one, but at least two Kinefinities. Now the system I bought, you can buy SDI or HDMI. I could have bought the Kinefinity HDMI version for my C400, but if I recall right, it doesn't have an out. The HDMI version, which was smart by Kinefinity, you have an HDMI in and an HDMI out. So one of the things it does come with for that $1,350 is this little battery bracket, and it takes the Sony type battery. This is not a Sony, it's a newer. But I just tap into the USB-C out, USB-C in, just like what I do with the C400, and it powers it and will power it for hours. It's a fantastic system. I mean, I could gripe about a few things, but overall for what I need, it's excellent. One thing I would say to Kinefinity, if they happen to watch this, is the diopter is really easy to move it. I mean, it's smooth, but I'd like a lot more resistance so that if it gets bumped or somebody's hand hits it, that it doesn't go out of focus. Obviously, that doesn't change the focus of the camera, but you look down this, I look down this all the time, I go, oh, it's out of focus. You just turn it and focus it, and it's good. It only takes a second. But that is definitely, for me, a big suggestion I would get. Tighten that up, and it would be a lot better. So I only make this video because I see people talking about the lack of an EVF on some of these cameras. So regardless of what camera you're using or manufacturer you're using, if it doesn't have an EVF, I find that the Kinefinity is outstanding. It's not budget, but it's certainly not the most expensive either. So I hope this helps.